Hi and welcome to my channel. So the UK visa saga regarding who can and can't bring dependents to the UK from spring of 2024 is something that has been ongoing and confusing for many people over the last 2 months especially. So I'm glad to say that the NHS, which is the National Health Service in the UK, has finally updated their website with guidance regarding this. So it is something that is huge. It's got a massive impact, huge implications for people that are still to come to the UK, whether you can bring your family with you. Indeed, for people who are already in the UK as well. So if you're new to my channel, you're obviously welcome. If you are a returning subscriber as usual, I hope that you're finding these videos helpful, but most importantly, that you are implementing the things that I'm talking about. So if you haven't joined this family, take this opportunity to hit the subscribe button so that you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here at 10 a.m. prompt UK time. So basically, I'm going to be telling you in today's video what is the occupation code that is exempted from bringing dependents to the UK and what is the code that you need to have to be able to bring your dependents to the UK. This is something that is way more technical, but it's ultimately important that if you are wanting to move to the UK or if you're already in this country, these are the details that you need. Obviously, I'm not an immigration lawyer, and if you need immigration advice, then obviously, you need to get that. But I'm only sharing this information as updated obviously on the NHS website, because on there is really easy to understand and it's something that lay people like you and I can understand. That because on the official government documents, look, I went through pages and pages and hundreds of documents and I was like, oh my god. So I was really pleased to see this. So that's what we're going to be talking about, obviously. And the first thing is that the NHS has confirmed that some of the occupation codes obviously that work with them are going to be exempted. So I have a newsletter, by the way. I've dropped a link in the comment section below where when you join that newsletter, you drop your name and email. It won't take you 20 seconds to join. I send info such as this directly to your inbox, so you're not missing out on such vital information that is crucial for your personal and professional development. I also share information about free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to this amazing country, as well as career progression. Whether you're switching from within the country, as you know, it's a matter of urgency that you switch as quickly as possible because these rules are going to be implemented from spring of 2024. So again, it's not a matter of procrastinating. And like I say, 2024 is the year for the reawakening. So join the newsletter. You're also going to find my contact details on there. There's my WhatsApp number. There's also my email address, so that if you need that guidance, you've got questions, you need that one-to-one support, you can reach out to me ASAP, as soon as you finish watching this video, because like I say, time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. So again, do make sure that you join that newsletter and get access to that information as and when it becomes available. So the first thing that the NHS has indeed confirmed is that the occupation code that you have, for example, as a carer, is something that is completely different with the NHS. So nurses, doctors, and the other non-clinical healthcare jobs are not affected by this change, which means that if you're moving to work for the NHS with these roles, you're not going to be affected. You can bring your dependents, to the UK with you, or you can extend, with your dependents. It doesn't matter whether they're already with you or not. It really has no impact. But when it comes to carers and senior carers, they are really the people that are affected. So for example, if you're working with a private company, a private organization, say a care home, a domiciliary care agency, private hospitals, the occupation codes that these companies have is going to be the 6145 as well as the 6146. So that's for carer jobs and senior carer jobs respectively. By the way, in case you're not aware, obviously, my name is Melvis. I currently work as an advanced nurse practitioner for the NHS, which is the National Health Service here in England, and I have a private career coaching program. I've dropped a link on the description box below or the about section of this channel where I offer one-to-one tailored, personalized and individualized guidance with career progression in the UK. If you want these NHS jobs, clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs, these are jobs that are very high paying. They are exempted from the dependent bans, which means that you can bring your dependents with you to the UK. So you must be gravitating towards these opportunities. They're so incredibly highly paid as well, because as you know, carer jobs only pay like 20,000 per year, which is absolutely nothing if you've got a family. But these non-clinical jobs pay over 30,000. Some of them pay as high as £37,000 per year as a starting salary, which means if you're somebody that, like me, you're keen on career progression, you're interested, you're going to progress pretty quickly. So if you're interested, obviously, which by the way should be if you're watching this video, apprenticeship, so you can study with visa sponsorship and your tuition fees paid by your employer, as well as they'll be paying you, and you can move with your family. Those are the sort of opportunities you want to be gravitating towards this 2024. Also, if you're keen on career progression, you're already in the UK as a carer, you're working in domiciliary care, you're looking to switch to the NHS, you're on a student visa, you're looking to switch, you're out of the UK, you're looking to move to this country, again, check out that coaching program. I always say this, it is not for everybody. It's only for the top 1%. If you've watched my previous videos, 99.9% of us here are interested in career progression, but we're not going to put in the effort that is needed, and so we're going to get nowhere. So if you're part of the top 1%, then yes, do get in contact with me and get started ASAP. And again, the information that is, we're talking about here, if you check your community hub, if you're part of my coaching program right now, check the community hub. You're going to see that information there under announcements. I've dropped the link so that you can take time to digest all the changes and to really read what the NHS has said regarding all these updates and dependents and all of that, because it's obviously very important. And if you've got further questions, obviously do get in contact with myself, and we're also going to talk more about it during our live session on Thursday, because that's what those live sessions are for. We start at 8:30 p.m. UK time. If you're out of the UK, make sure that you're checking the time difference. You can also go to the community hub and RSVP so that it adds to your calendar and it can send you reminders automatically. I also send reminders so that you don't forget to attend the session. Obviously, the sessions are recorded, and if you miss out on the session, obviously, you can always watch the recording. But it's good to participate and attend live so that you can interact and ask your own questions. Otherwise, just contact me, because I know that some people are working. So again, these are some of the things that I've said, which means that if you're working for the NHS, you're going to be exempted because your occupation code is going to be 6141. And again, like I say, when they give you the certificate of sponsorship, if you don't know what this is, by the way, and you've got any questions as I'm going along, leave that in the comment section below, and I'm more than happy to join you and answer the questions. There may also be other people here who've gone through similar circumstances who can kind of shed more light on this. And also do share this video, by the way, with your friends, loved ones, colleagues, so that they're aware of some of these changes and it can help them with their decision making so that they can know exactly what to focus on. Because if you are not able to move to the UK by spring of 2024, you're going to be affected by these rules. If you're already in the UK, which is something that many people are asking, so you're on a student visa, you're on any other visa, if you switch to a health and care worker visa after spring, you will not be able to bring your dependents to the UK, even if you're already in the UK. So that's very important, which means that if you're in the UK and you bring your dependents before, that's absolutely fine. But if you're on another visa and you switch to a health and care worker visa on occupation code 6145 or 6146, you will not be able to bring your dependents to the UK, even if you're already in the UK yourself. But if your dependents are already in the UK, then you can switch obviously with them. That's a very different story. So this is something that you've got to be aware of, these rules, because I know that come spring, if these are actually implemented, we never know. If it's the government may change, things happen in life. But if nothing changes as of today, then we expect that these rules are going to come into force. And so it's up to you to make the necessary changes, to take precautions, to put in every single effort that you need to put in today, now, to be able to switch your visa as quickly as possible before these come into force. Because if you've got kids back home, you've got your husband home, you've got your wife at home, even if you're already in the UK and you don't switch by spring of 2024, you will not be able to bring dependents, like I've said, except that you're going for occupation code 6141, which is only the NHS that has that. It's for equivalent, say, healthcare assistant jobs. Many of the jobs that are band 2, 3, and some of them band 4, they cover this occupation code, and it's just a way of getting them exempted from this particular ban. But then the downside is that with the skilled worker visa, you need to have a higher salary. If your salary is not at least £29,000 per year come spring of 2024, you will not be able to bring you will not be able to get the visa in the first place if the salary isn't that high. And again, like I always say, it's mainly the non-clinical jobs that pay that amount of money. So there's never been a better time to explore these opportunities. I've shared these opportunities here over the last 1 year. Little did I know that we're going to get to a stage like this where it becomes so urgent that you're focusing on these jobs that have this higher pay, so that you don't only get visa sponsorship because the salary requirement meets it, but you're also going to bring your dependents. So it's huge. I've got many people in my program where we're only focusing on these non-clinical jobs because obviously they want to bring their families to the UK and they don't want the hassle of going through those carer jobs, because as you know, there's a lot more to consider now. So again, what do you think about these changes? And when it comes to the health and care worker visa coming as a carer, the biggest advantage obviously is that you're not going to pay for the healthcare surcharge, which is now over £1,000 per person per year. So that's a big advantage. But while you're saving on the cost and paying the low visa fees, you're not also going to be bringing your dependents. So it's about weighing the different options and seeing what's best for you. Are you a single person? Are you engaged? Do you have a family? Have you got kids? If so, how many? Those are the things that you need to be looking at before deciding which jobs to apply and which visa to go for when it comes to moving to the UK. So there are ways around this, but it's how smart are you, by the way. And if you're watching my videos, obviously I assume that you're going to be very smart, because that's why I take time to analyze these differences, so that you're aware of what they are. Whether you're in my coaching program or not, it doesn't matter, but you're aware of this. And also it's an opportunity to inform those of you that are in my private coaching program, so that you're aware of what these changes are. You can then contact me, you can check your community hub, we can discuss further during our live session on Thursday, because that's what those sessions are for. And again, when it comes to the salary for the health and care worker visa or the carer jobs is going to remain the same, which is £20,960 per year, or indeed £10.75 per hour. So if you don't meet that requirement, you will not be able to get a visa either. And so again, those are little details that I've seen visas being declined for. And so it's the nitty-gritty that you need to really spot on. And some people just assume that, oh, as an employer recruiting overseas workers, you should know what the salary is. The truth is, many people don't know. And it's your duty as a candidate to be able to urge your employer to make sure that they're doing the right thing, to make sure that you're also aware of what the rules are, the policies, because ultimately you're the one that is going to lose a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, and a lot of heartache when you get your visa declined. So there's no need for that. So again, there's a lot obviously to these changes, but the long story is, if you work for the NHS, you're going to be exempted from many of these rules. And so if you're working for private companies, you will be, but you need to check the occupation code that you have, because that is ultimately what is determining who has what type of visa and who can bring dependents or not, even though the job you're doing may be exactly the same. And so it's very interesting. Obviously, I'm going through that document to see what these changes are and what the expectations will be come spring of 2024. That's a massive change. If you're on a student visa, what's your plan? Which jobs are you interested in? Where are you gravitating? What is your interest? Because there's this situation where if you apply for the carer jobs, you're gonna need a lower salary threshold, but you can't bring your family. And there's also the other situation where if you go for the skilled worker visa, yes, you will earn more, you can't bring your family, but you need a higher salary to be able to get that visa, which is 29,000 from spring. Obviously it's ultimately going to be increasing to 38,700 as the government has stipulated, but they've said it's probably going to be from 2025, 2026. We don't know. Obviously, there's going to be a general election, so we'll see what the outcome is going to be. But what do you think about these changes? Is it going to change your plan? Is it going to alter your plans? All I can say is you need to keep implementing. Also, if you haven't joined this family, by the way, just hit that subscribe button, so that when I drop these videos and these updates that happen, you are definitely 100% notified. But if you need to contact me, check the comment section below. You're going to see my contact details, my WhatsApp number, my email address. Contact me immediately if you've got any questions, queries. You need that one-to-one support so you can get started with the journey, because spring It's not too far from now, and you will do yourself a massive favor by getting this job ASAP without any procrastination. Without procrastination, because I know this is what the problem is. Melvis, I will start tomorrow. Melvis, I'm busy. Melvis is this. Melvis is one did this. Look, there's no room for that. You know, let's leave all of that in 2023. I know it can be challenging. I know it's hard, but it is what it is. We have got no choice but to abide to these rules and regulations and policies that the government has, well, not rightfully so, but I mean that they have implemented. And so, yes, do check out this other video that I've linked up here just to give you more information about other opportunities available in the UK that you can explore, you can apply for. I've shared endless opportunities here that pay a lot of money and meet these salary requirements so that you're exploring these and you're not stuck. Because it's not a matter of saying I'm not going to the UK, it's looking for alternatives. That's what this is about. So I do appreciate your time, and do check out this video right here.